So I received a question from Andre about listing optimization and how do you optimize a listing when you don't own it. So Andre is a wholesale seller. He found out about listing optimization through listening to Dylan Carter's podcast. I had an episode on there. That was a couple of years ago, but I still get a lot of feedback from that episode. So I'm glad that was really helpful for people. So Andre says, I have a question for you. I'm selling wholesale and I sell on tons of listings, which can be improved a lot. Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm selling on listings with one bullet point or with one low quality photo. The products are doing great, but there's room for improvement. So first of all, I totally get that. There are so many listings of big brands across Amazon that are selling well because they're a big brand and people are searching for that brand, but they could be so much better. You could have so many more eyeballs on them if you could just put the right keywords in the listing. So he says, how can I edit the listings? What's the step-by-step process? I tried to edit some listings by clicking in Seller Central, inventory, edit the listing, and saving, but nothing happens. So yeah, you'll get the message pop up that says, your changes are being processed. Amazon considers, all sources for this, and your listing may or may not be updated is basically the message you get. And so he also says that he submits photos from all sides of the package. And then you need a website from the brand owner. But Andre is saying, how can I do that? Because if it's a Procter & Gamble product, it's not possible to find it on their website. To go a little deeper, I'm selling some brownies from a small brand, more like private label brand. But maybe they have 20 different products, including these brownies, and they don't have the products on their website because they're not selling it. They have distributors for that. Their website is about their story, when they started, their team, future plans, that's it. So how can I edit and optimize listings in 2020? Thank you so much. Okay, so as you mentioned, when you want to edit a listing, you either have to be the listing owner, the person who created the listing, or you have to submit a website from the brand owner, and that website has to be of that product page so that they can compare. So that is one thing that a lot of people run into, right? Because we private label sellers, we sometimes run into this even when we're trying to edit our own listings. If we're not brand registered, we have to submit a website of, this particular product from the manufacturer, which is us. And so what I often have people do is have them create product pages on their website so that when we want to update their listing and they're not brand registered yet, we can just go ahead and submit that product page to Amazon, and it's a very quick listing update. But this is a problem if you're selling a product. The best results I've seen wholesaler sellers get is when they develop a relationship with that brand. So being able to, for example, even if you were to have a relationship with the distributor or this small brand with the brownies, for example, giving them a call and saying, hey, acting as one of their distributors, because basically that's what you are. You're one of their distributors. You are selling this product online, and you would have the potential to sell so much more product if their listing was improved. So this is as simple as having them, basically you could rewrite the listing for them and then having them update one of their pages on their website with this information. And then you would submit that link to Amazon to get it updated. The problem with the photos of all sides of the package is that Amazon is going to expect that package to basically match the title and description of the product that you are trying to submit. So that can also become a problem. I know I'm not giving you a lot of solutions here, but the answer is really to develop a relationship with that brand and explain hey, you know, there's a lot of potential for you to reach Amazon's massive customer base. But in this case, you know, we are not making the sales that we can make. And what I used to do is I would call up these brands and I would tell them, hey, this is your competitor. They are selling X number of products per day on Amazon.com. This is the reason that they are selling more, because they're focused on advertising and because their listing, their product listing has all the right keywords and key phrases in it. So a massive amount of customers are able to see their listing instead of yours. In your case on Amazon, people have to search for your brand in order to see your product. And, you know, I would actually show them, you know, if you search for, you know, let's say brownie pan on Amazon, your listing isn't showing up at all. But the hundreds of thousands of Prime shoppers on Amazon.com, when they're looking for a brownie pan, they don't even get an option to buy yours. Is that what you want for your brand? Okay, here's how we can work together to help you sell more on Amazon.com. And that's when you get together and you're able to get them to either update their website with the product page, or to, you know, to have them be able to submit, you know, those requests directly to Amazon. I know that it's hard being a wholesale seller because you're just representing the brand. And the problem that you could have is you could develop this whole relationship with this brand, and you could become their Amazon arm, and you could sell a lot of products. But if you do really, really well and they see the potential in Amazon, they can take it back from you in a second. So that's also the hard part. And I've seen that happen to some. But the bottom line is the best thing to do is work with that brand to edit the listing. And if you're a private label seller and you're having trouble editing your own listing, having a web page with that product's information on it, you don't have to necessarily have the product for sale on that web page. Just having a product information page is all you really need, and that can be submitted to Amazon, and you could get the listing updated by doing that. So Andre, I hope this is super helpful for you. I know it's really difficult when it's, for example, a Procter & Gamble product. What I have done in the past is I've tried to find, especially for the bigger Procter & Gamble product pages, I've tried to find at least an information page about that product. And I would try to make the listing as close as possible while still including the necessary keyword phrases. And I would submit that to Amazon. And I have gotten things improved in the past doing that. And then where it's a smaller brand where they don't have an information page, reach out to them and set up a meeting and explain, say, hey, you know, I would like to talk to you about how I can sell more of your products for you. And they're going to be interested in learning about that. And take the time to study their competitors, take the time to kind of put together a presentation with them, get them on a Zoom call, and really talk them through. I have never had a brand, when I was doing wholesale, I've never had a brand tell me no. I mean, I have called them up. I, of course, did my research ahead of time, but I would call them up and say, hey, this is the situation. I want to sell a lot more of your product, but your competitors are beating me and us because of X, Y, and Z. This is your potential, the amount of products you could be selling on a daily basis on this sales channel. And this is why you're not selling them. And just say, hey, can you work with me and let's get this thing going where, you know, I can sell a lot more of your products online and your brand can be better represented online as well. So that is the answer to the question. And, and I apologize that it doesn't get any easier, but it's definitely doable. And I wish you the best of luck in your wholesale business.